As humans, we magic every day. We spend all day long manipulating the energy and matter around us by one method or another, whether thoughtless or by grand plans, tools, and strategies. Another word for this perpetual human activity and an understanding that holds the deep essence of what is magic is to cause. We cause, we attempt to cause. Magic is authorship of cause. Magic is the impulse to cause. You have magic. Your mother, the earth, made you. You are magic. You dream and you cause. You could never stop dreaming and causing. All humans project what is inside of them into what may be called their outer experience and into a collective creation of the world. This is the magic that everyone has and wields every day. Unfortunately, most of this human projection is default and without awareness. We may use all kinds of ways to accomplish objectives and thereby be the author of our own experience that matches our desires. Whatever ways are accessible to us and that we have either placed our belief in or have found to be workable by experience. One may or may not be successful, but causing is the attempt in every waking second of every day. Thus, magic is not which method you use. Magic is that you are going to use some method because you must cause. The impulse to cause arises from the identification of and belief that there is lack in our experience, and the imagination of what must appear in our experience to answer the lack. A key of magic is to reverse these disbeliefs and accept your natural state of already being full and without any lack. The deep natural being that is you, that entered the magical earth realm, is always safe, always loved, always worthy and wanted, always powerful, always joyful. You cannot be undone to any lack. Approach magic as a child at play. Then magic becomes fun instead of fear. Magic is then an expression of your joy. When one undertakes the path of magic, one dedication is to bring greater attention to the within, and greater attention to the without, and greater attention to how the within alchemizes to become the without. The magician becomes intentional and precise with their projection. The greater attention to the within may be given the word introspection. The greater attention to the without may be termed innovation. The level of introspection one dedicates to and develops is what is going to alchemize and realize into that same level of innovation in their personal world, as well as a blessing for others in our collective world. To change yourself is to change the world. Magic is within. Magic 1.0 is participation in cause, through influence upon one's environment, through a method, or art. When you practice balanced Magic 1.0, you are not attempting to move from lack to fullness, because that's a falsehood. Rather, you are moving from enjoyment to enjoyment. Balanced magic is about enjoying beauty and fun and love and service, and simply the power to create. The governing key of magic is the key of influence. The magnitude and quality of influence flowing from a person constitutes their ability to create world. Additional keys are the details that, when practiced and integrated, allow one to embody influence and to precisely focus that influence toward intended purposes. Precision influence. Do more magic. I invite you to greater skill and honor in creating within our world. Power is you, and you are power. Power is life force, and you are made of that. Magic is not about gaining power because all humans have access to all power. Your opportunity in the path of magic is to recognize your power and become familiar with aspects and properties of the power available to you. One of the deepest enchantments many of us are bound within is the game of authority. There is no external authority in the natural universe. The deep reality in the universe is the mother. The mother is not an authority, but an embrace. The deception, the illusion, the game of external authority has one purpose, and that is the harnessing of your life force for the purposes of that given authority. This may be considered a theft. An authority speaks, and your body and your energy operate according to what was spoken to you. These words, these worlds spun, may come by way of parents, media, religion, government, etc., etc., etc. We all have to deal with this, so don't be too upset or fearful or impatient. The main point of following the path of magic is to accept and understand our own authority and power to cause, both together, which may also be termed agency. This level of agency and freedom may only be handled by trust and trustworthiness. Honor. Any lesser motivation and or energy state devolves into oppressive, unexamined traditions of external authority, otherwise known as enslavement. The antidote to this enslavement is knowledge. Knowledge is the willing and free sharing of life force. We must be willing to be taught by all those we encounter and see from their point of view instead of being possessed by our own, our flavor of illusion. We must trust one another, and we must be worthy of the trust of others. This is the path of magic. The world Earth is a unified web of mutually influencing beings of life. We may be in the habit of understanding cause and effect mechanistically and linearly. In magic, you are the cause. Whatever cause you intend is what you will put into the world. What appears as mechanism is just that, an appearance, an inducement of change based on the art and knowledge one has. The impulse to cause change or difference in the current pattern, so that a new pattern and therefore a new appearance or experience may arise within the world. In order to cause an experience, some change has to arise, some difference has to be set. But there could just as well have been another so-called mechanistic path to an appearance, because the world is a non-linear net which is primed for the emergence of appearance in response to intention. The cause, the desire, the influence, the call is yours, as a human, as a magician. This is not a universe where one asks or concludes, is this possible or impossible? Can or can't? Neither of those questions and answers. Rather, under what conditions Does this become possible? Am I willing for those conditions? The universe is not a yes or no question, but rather an open-ended exploration of endless possibility. The development of the magician is the purification of one's understanding that creation of world emerges from within the energy of the Creator and only subsequently expresses outward into what we might call the world. This is not mechanics, but the sacred relationship of our deep, true being to our temporary body avatar, that is our boat for the water of this world. In terms of your personal agency, the vast vibrational environment we term the multi-metaverse radiates outward surrounding you, surrounding the center that is your vibrational avatar. Your avatar being your exclusive, complex entry code for this universe and this world, positioned in a field that is both full of other encounterable codes, as well as having unlimited room for more codes to be initiated, some by you. Your impulse to cause is a constant that the magic formula takes shape around and that culminates into a matching experience. Cause is you. You are cause. You, the author. This is the root, the author. You, pregnant, conceived by desire. Birth is inevitable. You, freedom and love and meaning. You, the artist of your freedom and love and meaning. You, giving birth to your own enjoyment. You, emanating and animating by means of first names. You, moving. You, still. You, sounding. You, silent. You, individuating. You, belonging. You, inhaling. You, exhaling. Trough and peak, cycling between pulled states, coding, laughing, heartbeat, Shiva's drum and dance. You, allowing the spark of self, allowing the contact and interweaving between you and other selves. You, opening the window, opening your eye. The first thing you see is yourself. You see until you see the farthest reaches of the vast, receiving and holding what is. You, compressing and exploding. You, the star. You, burning until you come to the key of 666. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. You, carbon. You, bonding and releasing. You, the inn, opening the door for the mother to enter. You, carbon, shape-shifting. You, numbering the repeats, naming the patterns. You, membering and remembering. You, templating. You, archiving. You, archetyping. Overflowing library. You, knowing. You, incorporating. Your knowing is your incorporating. Your body is what you know and remember, archive, temple thus far. You, voyaging endlessly, you always remaining here and now. You hearing the trees say, "You may come to our world. We are having a party." You opening your eye on sky, soil, rain, and sun. You hearing the wind rustle through the leaves of the trees. Trees, midwives, and mothers. Come, they sing to all the earth. Come and see our newborn. You inhaling, you exhaling, you keeping rhythm in the beat of a heart. You with a heart of freedom. You with a heart of love. You thinking that you domesticated the wolf. You forgot that they found you and brought you into the pack. Little one, let's hunt. Let us now understand the array of cause points that a magician may tap into. I will not enumerate them all because certainly there is no end to them, but I give some major ones herein. The root cause is you, the author. You do not have to activate this cause. The fact that you are here now signifies that this cause is already and always activated. You may remember and allow this root within you to determine your experience in the present earth world. You, the root author, authorize primordial desire. This original desire has led to your present and gives you the raw power to direct and redirect, i.e., cause whatever next present you intend to inhabit. Harness this original desire that is you in order to fuel all your adventures. The anima of desire is how you've adventured in the omniverse thus far. This anima permeates all the further causes and conditions we may name and enumerate. The root is one. Then we have a deep layer of cause based on frequency poles, what I have also called first names. These names cause all before us that we term the multimetaverse. This is language. I invite you to deeply hear. You may tap into these passwords in order to speak your own conditions and wields. This is the fractal and lovemaking of two. Yin Yang Dvaita, Devandava, Shiva's drumbeat. Dvaita Ananda, the bliss of two. Some call two separation. It is not. Duality is distinction, but the distinctions are not severed, but rather eternally tied. Covenant. The covenant of sound with silence. The covenant of inhale with exhale. The two that were always one. The one that laughs into two. What can you divide? What can you tie together? Each first name has its unique way of causing. Again, you may tap into these. I have already taught you some of these first names in previous lessons, and I will continue to do so. However, now that you possess the principle, you will likely hear these names, this signal, all around you, wherever you go. These first names lay the path for the arising of the patterns or names or vessels of fire, air, water, and earth. Fire causes, air causes, water causes, earth causes. I will be more explicit about elemental properties future in the Keys of Magic series. However, once again, as these principles dawn upon you, you may tap into them on your own and see what they teach you and help you to create. One consequence of elemental cause is the interlacing of elemental condition into the form of the prism of the human avatar and the diversity of faculty therein. We have in previous lessons mentioned the human faculties of eye, voice, hand, stance, and cognition. Let us also now introduce as human faculties the prism fractals that are often called chakras. There are 7 major. The image of the human avatar emerges from and coalesces around these 7 centers. There are volumes and volumes we could speak regarding the emergence, construction, and faculties of the human avatar. Certainly I will return to the theme again and again, future in the series, in order to advance our understanding and practice. Pertinent to cause, each faculty has the seed or action of a cause within it. Since chakras are major centers that give rise to the human body that they've caused, they are major cause points and types that may be utilized for creation and enjoyment in earth life, i.e. continued causation of versions or iterations or developments of you and your experiences. For example, the Manipura or solar plexus chakra channels will. Will may cause. Similarly, the other chakras also have a seed of cause. Ajna channels the cause of vision. Once a magician knows any or all of the cause points or energies in their body, and again, we have not enumerated all of them here, they may harness them or ride them in order to fuel wielding recipes. Sometimes which to use may matter based on the appearance intended, which cause leads to that appearance. Sometimes which cause to use may depend on the preference or art of the magician. A note that a given faculty may be developed to the point of a specialized art, if one chooses. I will, ongoing throughout the Keys of Magic series, detail these abilities. Again, herein is only an introduction. Finally, let us understand that there is also cause in enchantment. Whoever authors the enchantment also sets a churn or loop or engine that continues to maintain the enchantment and the role operations of those captured by the enchantment. A story contains all the causes within that story. Each of these beings, layers, forms, seeds, fractals, points, faculties, energies, they live as they are. They have and are animated and expansive nature. This living, this authority, this desire in them is creative and causal. From the point of view of being a human and a magician, all of these fractals are in your earth avatar. You are the author, you are the anima. You are movement and the stillness, the silence and the sound. All the first names are in you. You are fire, you are water. You are will, you are vision. These realities create and drive and expand you and channel through and have emerged as your real-time avatar faculties and powers, and indeed as your present experience of life. You may also be proactive in being in relationship and knowledge with these portions of yourself and allow their ways of causing to come forth in you, allowing and wielding. This may be in terms of generalized daily life as well as in terms of specific wield recipes. Cause is there already within, raw living streams within you and within other beings with whom you may share knowledge. Your opportunity is to develop greater awareness, to gradually and ongoing release any debris or barrier that challenges your connection and ease with the cause streams, to come to understand the principles upon which you may meet, converse, invite, and focus these cause energies in order to more precisely innovate your personal life and our shared world. I want you to notice that there is not always a stark distinction between cause, condition, cup, and coming. Cup is also termed sept or vessel. Coming is an alternative way of referring to appearance, to embodiment. The distinctions of condition, or lack thereof, depend on the wield and the natures you are working with in the wield. Your opportunity is to know and converse with what is and midwife it into appearance. Your opportunity is to induce change and difference in patterns. Your opportunity is to magic. One of the main principles I want you to come away with from this lesson is that I invite you to be rooted in your authority. Be rooted in your authorship. Authority is to be the author, and if you are not the one operating your avatar, who is? We use the term victim in a certain sense presently, but anciently, the victim was the individual that was murdered on an altar in order to thieve life force. The murder and victimization dynamic is a choice made in defiance of knowledge and embrace and creation. And indeed, self-authority and knowledge among fellow beings are the antidotes for victimhood. Do not lay down on any other's altar and allow your life force to be wasted nor taken for these kinds of horrific yet ridiculous magics. Learn to see through enchantments and deceptions that attempt to bind you to another's altar. This is not a call to anger or fear or judgment in the face of your current or potential victimhood. This is a call for the justice of change, creation, innovation, repatterning, restorying, reimagining, re-enchantment. This is a call for magic. Authority is the journey in and from yourself, not from another. Guidance and teachers and examples and lovers, yes. Dominating or accepting domination, no. Your allowance and cultivation of your own authority is a necessary foundation for your trustworthiness. Speak your own language, which doesn't mean that you can't ever be an agent of another. If it aligns with your own authorship, take great care in choosing these agencies or assigning agencies from yourself to another. Become familiar with the sensation of your own authority. You do not have to generate or imagine that sensation. It's already there. Hear the hum of well-being at the base of existence. Hear the vast and myriad intensities of desire and anima. and then hear a singular tone of self that is you, the author. We are. I am. Purify. Remove and release the debris that interferes with your ability to be rooted in your own authorship. Recover your interest in cause and creation and method and journey and dedication. Embrace yourself. Embrace others. Root in the author. This does not mean root in the controller, the fixer, the always get your own wayer. Recognize and honor the author in all your encounters with all beings. This is why magic is knowledge and conversation, not domination. Because all of us as authors must never force one another, but rather have this grand, ongoing conversation regarding the universe and world we will together call into appearance and mutually live. The universe is to be brought into existence not by enslavement, but rather by great acts of service between one another. Trustworthy influence. The author is not concerned with preference. As the magician, you do get to have a conversation with yourself about your preferences and become the artist of your preferences. But when you tap deeper into the author, this is not about multiplicity of wants and options and goals. It is more profound than that. The author embraces what arises and yet is inspirational to breathe into existence endless arisings. The author, swimming in the eternal ocean of the all, yet turns their knowing upon one tiny drop and says, "You living and being a drop matters. I see you." You become the author of how much love is available through your specific being and avatar outward to the rest of the beings in your vicinity. I keep saying author so we can understand, but I don't like to refer to being human and myself in the third person. It's just you. It's just me. Let us choose our own authority. Let us choose knowledge. I find I have more to say on this subject, but I will continue in the next video. I hope you'll join me then. Please feel free to comment with anything that came up for you in listening. Until next time and always, peace and protection upon you.